Way back in the day, I went to this restaurant once, and the guy had this killer recipe. It was chicken that was coated with cashews, actually, with a Russian mustard sauce. And I asked him, I said, man, can I have that recipe? It just tastes so fantastic. He says to me, no. I go, I just give you a comment. Why would you say no? He says, I don't share my recipes. So this one's for you, and I believe your name was Eddie, if I can remember. And I've changed it and made it better. It's pecans instead of cashews. Anyways, what I'm doing here is I've got 2 organic eggs. I'm just whipping it up. With it, I'm taking some olive oil and putting that in. This here, I'm not going to actually dredge it in flour. I don't want the excess anything. I just want the nuts to adhere to it. The part here now for the actual breading is I've got my breadcrumbs. And really, it's just a gluten-free loaf of bread, and for sure mine, in the food processor, okay? Just goes in. And then I've got, as well, the pecans, which I've also put into the food processor. I've ground them down the same size as the breadcrumbs going in. Now, nice enough flavor. You got a little bit of sweetness happening with pecans. But again, I always like to play with flavors. So we're going to bump it up a bit. I've got some paprika, popping that in. I've got some oregano, and I've got some thyme. Just give it a little swirl with your hands, just like this. Make sure all the herbs are all mixed up. Okay, now, chicken never comes salt and peppered, so don't forget to salt it and pepper it yourself. Just enough to taste. And the pepper, same thing. Now, the chicken breasts, I've got 2 pounds of chicken breasts that are happening here, and what I've done is I've cut them down to a smaller size. Now, why I've done this is to cut down my cooking time. Next, I'm going to take into the eggs, thank you, and I'm just going to dredge it right into the eggs, and then I'm popping it right into the breadcrumbs. And when you're doing this on your own, you don't have a helper, use one hand for the wet, one for the dry. Otherwise, you're going to get one gloopy mess. It's going onto a sprayed sheet here, and I almost just messed up for what I said. I'm doing this kind of backwards. And again, press it down with your hands on the crumbs. Turn it over. Make sure this side is pressed equally. Now, in the 2 pounds, I got about 6 pieces. I'm putting it at a 375-degree oven. I'm going to put it on for, I'm going to say 18 minutes should do it. Check your own oven temperatures. Everybody's oven is different. I did do one earlier. Mia, if you could pass it to me, please. Sure. Get this off of here. Thank you. And take a look at how good this is. Again, you know what? Do you notice I'm staying away from the frying? I just don't like fried food. Can I have a serving platter, please? So with pecan chicken, when I was in the restaurant, the guy served it with a honey Dijon mustard. Well, I've changed mine. I've done a honey with a granary mustard. Goes really, really nice with the pecans. Very easy to make. It's quick. Nice supper. Could be a nice hors d'oeuvre. Cut it into smaller pieces. It's up to you. Try to make it. You won't be sorry.